let's say that we're at the grocery store and the line is long, and I turn around and I'm like, this line is pretty long, huh? Would that be rude in Denmark?
It wouldn't be rude, but the person behind you would definitely think, huh? Why do you need to point that out to me?
Hello, and welcome to the Therapy Gecko podcast. I am Lyle. I am a gecko. I am a man. As every day inches forward, I lose sight of who I am. If I'm a man, if I'm a gecko, I don't know what the hell it is that is piloting my eyes or my body. I don't know if it's a soul. I don't know if consciousness is individualized. I don't know what this thing is that incepted and I control. Whatever. I don't even know what I mean when I say I. I'm getting too existential. I get existential a lot. And, you know, being existential is nice and all, but sometimes you just want to be in the real world with everyone else. What's the Matrix thing, the red pill or the blue pill? I'll take the blue pill every time. I will take the blue pill every time. I don't want to know the truth. What's the other one? The allegory of the cave? What's the cave guy? The cave thing. Plato's cave. Who's the cave? Yeah, Plato. It's the Plato. Yeah, Plato. I don't want to know what's outside the cave. I'm going to just enjoy what life has to offer. And life's got a lot to offer. It's got people that you can talk to. It's got videos that you can look at on the internet. It's got food you can eat. And it's got things you can do. It's got places you can go. It's got people you can talk to. I think I said that already. And today on the Therapy Gecko podcast, we are going to talk to some of those people. It is 9:30 p.m. at night at the time I'm recording this. I drank an entire Diet Mountain Dew, which has about 91 milligrams of caffeine, and I'm ready to party. So let's talk to some people on the phone. Hi. Hey, what's up, man? How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm okay, man. Where are you calling from? I notice you have a bizarre area code.
Yeah,
well, bizarre to me. It's normal for you. I don't know why.
I didn't even know how to call in. I'm from Denmark, so yeah.
Ooh, where in Denmark?
I live in a town called Aarhus. It's the second biggest city in Denmark.
Bro, I love Denmark so much. I've been there 2 or 3 times. I went there first when I was like 18. I went to Copenhagen. I took a trip to this place called Christiania. You know Christiania?
Oh, yeah, sure, yeah.
Like the free... and this was when I was 18 and like I was, you know, weed was still illegal. And we heard rumors like, yo, there's this place in Denmark where everyone fucking smokes weed and it's like a little village and it's like an anarchist fucking place. And I remember going there and you go to like Pusher Street and there's all this like street art and there's all these people like hanging around this big lake getting high and hanging out, and it's just like, damn, this is the coolest motherfucking place ever. And then not just the drugs and stuff, but like Copenhagen too. What a beautiful, beautiful place. Everyone's riding their bikes around. Everyone's happy, and yeah, it's cool. I mean, I know you don't live there, and you know, none of this. I'm just gassing up Denmark. I love that place.
Well, Denmark is kind of nice, yeah. Like compared to like a lot of the other places on Earth, you know. So yeah, I feel like we have it good here.
You feel like what?
I feel like we have it good, you know? Like, we're pretty set.
You sound like you don't have as much of a boner for it as I do.
Well, it's because when you live in Denmark, do you know what Jutland is? It's the main part of Denmark, which connects to Germany.
Mm.
Yeah, so when you're from Jutland, like me, then you find people from Copenhagen, like even the Danish ones, to be quite arrogant. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Oh, now I feel like a dick.
No, it's kind of like it's an internal thing in Denmark, because like in Jutland, where I'm from, like everyone is gonna greet you even though you don't know them, and that's a very, very bizarre thing in Denmark. I know in like United States and stuff, people talk a lot, like even though you don't know them. But in Denmark, it's like kind of seen as rude to be talking to people, especially in Copenhagen. But in Jutland, where I'm from, we just say hi and greet each other. But there's not much of that in Copenhagen. Like, people just mind their own business.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Why is it considered rude to talk to people?
I don't know if it's considered rude, but it's just like in Denmark, like Danish people, we have our own thing going on, like our own agenda, and we know where we're going. So a lot of the time, if we get interrupted in that, it's kind of seen as not particularly rude, but just kind of a disruption in one's day, one might think. Yeah.
So let's say that we're at the grocery store and the line is long, and I turn around and I'm like, this line is pretty long, huh? Would that be rude in Denmark?
It wouldn't be rude, but the person behind you would definitely think, huh? Why do you need to point that out to me? So, yeah.
Mm. Do you make conversation with strangers ever, or well, where do you live again? Joplin?
In Aarhus. It's the main part of Denmark connected to Germany is called Jutland. So it's like the main city there.
Okay, cool. And so you guys think that people from Copenhagen are douchebags?
Kind of. You can look at it a little bit like we're the farmers in Jutland, and then the business people in Copenhagen. So in Jutland, we're farmers and we're like greeting each other and, you know, our good day partner. But in Copenhagen, there's not really time for that. I imagine it would be like kind of the same rush as New York, but not with that many people, of course.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, what's your name again?
My name is Simon.
Simon. Well, Simon, I assume that you called in for more than just to hear me gush about the city people. So, what's up, man? How you doing?
The past like half a year has been kind of hectic for me, I think. I lost my girlfriend. I had a very hectic move out of an apartment because the guy I was renting it from was doing some illegal shit, and I came home late one night and I could see my window, and like the rest of the apartment was dark, but like he was in my stuff looking with a flashlight. And my theory is he was looking for the contract, like where we had signed that I could live there. And if he found that, because it wasn't digitized, so if he found the physical copy, then I wouldn't have proof that I could live there, so he can kick me out like right away. So yeah, it's been kind of hectic, but I've moved to a new place where I live alone, which is so nice. And yeah, things are kind of quiet now, but it's kind of eerie because, you know, so much stuff happened, and now it's just like back to baseline.
Yeah, how is baseline for you?
And that's the thing. It's kind of baseline is nice, but I have to make a lot of effort to make something happen. Like if I have hobbies, I painted Warhammer miniatures, but I have to make quite an effort to like kickstart that hobby again.
Why do you feel like it's taking you such an effort to kickstart your hobbies again?
I feel my idea is that I have ADHD, so I have like my focus and my interest is shifting a lot, and I find it very hard to like delve into something where my interest isn't in it. So, for example, then I have like this period of 2 months where I paint a lot of Warhammer and spend a lot of money on it, and then it just like fizzles out. And yeah, I'm kind of just waiting for it naturally to return, because it should be fun doing your hobby. It shouldn't be an obligation or like a chore.
Right. Is it like a brain chemistry thing?
Yes, if you get really specific, it is, because it's kind of like being dopamine addicted, but I just need and want more dopamine than normal people, in quotation marks.
Yes, I'm familiar with that. What are your current sources of dopamine?
so I take a medicine for my ADHD, and whenever I do, it's not kind of a problem. But when I don't, I eat a lot to like just keep, not because I'm hungry, but just to keep like the dopamine flowing. I know you've talked about like eating a pint of, Ben and Jerry's, and that would be like the kick. So yeah, when I don't take my medicine, which is during the weekends and when I'm hungover, then I eat a lot.
What medicine do you take? I'm curious.
It's something called Elvance. It's like amphetamine, but it just releases very slowly.
Wait, say it again.
Elvance.
Advance or Vyvanse?
Elvance.
Elvance. Okay.
Yeah.
Is like a stimulant?
I think so. Like the way I kind of know how it works is that it's just like amphetamine, but then released over the course of like the whole day in very small doses. So whenever the ADHD brain would lose focus or anything, then instead of losing focus, it will give like a kick of amphetamine or something, and then you would keep your focus.
Yeah, I actually just started taking. I took a Vyvanse for the first time in a while yesterday, and it made me feel like it gave me so much like dopamine, and it was great. It is so interesting to think about how much of this shit is like just chasing brain chemicals. A fucking pill can. You think it's all these external things, but you take a pill and everything changes and your external is the same, but the way you view it is different.
Yeah. I actually had, when I started ADHD medicine, when I first got diagnosed, I started on a different kind of medication, and I felt like I would get this filter on my feelings. So beforehand, when my parents would make my favorite dish for dinner, I would be like really happy, and then when they told me after dinner I had to do the dishes, then I would get really pissed. But then when I got the medication, it just sort of turned off my feelings, so everything was kind of gray. So I feel like for some people, some medications like really does the trick, but for me, like most of the medications just make me feel like bland and gray.
How's the one? Go ahead.
It might just be because it like turns off that dopamine hit,
How is the one you're taking now making you feel?
It's the medicine that least affected my mood, I think. But I view myself as two different people, like when I take my medicine and when I don't. Like I feel vastly different.
Whoa, two different people. Tell me what the two different people are.
It's not really two different people, but it's just like two different mindsets, I think. So the way my unmedicated self would view and tackle a situation is one thing, and then when I'm medicated, I would tackle it another way.
Do you feel like it's better when you're medicated?
Yeah, for sure. For like different things, like studying, working, getting stuff done around the house. All those things kind of get easier, and also, I think if people were to like be with me socially, then if I'm medicated, I'm much more. They could be with me for a longer period of time, and not get irritated with me. But if I'm off my medicine, then I can be kind of intense.
Interesting. Intense in what way?
Intense in just like the emotions. Like if I feel joy, I feel a lot of joy. I'm like jump around. I'm like in an energetic, like a kid, maybe. Yeah.
And so you feel like your emotions are too intense that like other people can't handle it.
Some people can. I feel myself like kind of weirdly magnetized to other people with ADHD, and they have a much higher tolerance because they can they kind of get it,
Yeah, I feel that way too. I also kind of feel myself magnetized to people with ADHD. You know, like other people who also like have like weird struggles or like feel life very intensely. You know, as a person who feels life very intensely, it is bizarre to even like fathom the mind of somebody who like isn't feeling life very intensely. Yeah. It sounds sick. I'd like to not feel life very intensely.
It makes like more of a mellow experience in life, I think. If you don't, then you won't spike as much.
It's a blessing and a curse. It's a blessing and a curse. And it kind of, I guess, depends on how you want to look at it. Because I don't know, some people like don't ever think about any of this shit or feel very intensely. Which is a more certainly a more comfortable way to go through life. But these aren't things that I think you choose. I think some people these aren't things you choose. These are just things you're fucking born with and deal with and whatnot.
Yeah. I've always used like the analogy of like Jim Carrey, because he has ADHD, and you can clearly tell by most of his roles in films that he's just like a bomb of energy. And I think that's his ADHD, like him channeling his ADHD into something positive and making a career out of it. But yeah, I've always said that's a good analogy of someone using their diagnosis to do good.
Do you what are your hopes and dreams for life, Mr. Simon?
I don't fucking know, Lyle, and that's the worst part, because right now I'm at work right now, and I work for the Danish railway company, and there's like one big one doing all of the trains in Denmark. And it's kind of a dead-end job, you know. I can't move up in the ranks, and I'm kind of disposable because it's just a service. I sell stuff from 7-Eleven in a train. So yeah, it's comfortable right now. It pays the bills, and I can live, and it's fine. But as for my dreams and hopes, I don't know. I would really like to do something with animals, like and sanctuary, and preferably exotic animals.
Where does one go to work with exotic animals in Denmark?
They go to the zookeeper school, but the problem is that Denmark is so small that when you're looking for I don't know what it's called in English, but kind of an internship in Denmark, you have, and you contact the business or the zoo, but Denmark is so small that we don't have enough zoos for everyone to get an internship. So you might get put on a waiting list for like a year or two, just right in the middle of your education to be a zookeeper.
Okay, so in order for you to get this internship, there's a long wait list.
Yeah, that might be. That's the kind of thing you don't really know before you apply.
What about can you just get a parrot? Can you just get a pet parrot?
I actually had a bearded dragon once.
Yeah, couldn't you be like, you could be like the Tiger King of Denmark and just start your own fucking illegal zoo?
Have you seen Common Side Effects, the show on HBO?
Yeah, I have. I love that show.
Yeah. I would love to be the brother to that guy. I don't remember his name, but like Seek or something.
Oh yeah. Actually, no, I know. Yeah, I know exactly the scene that you're talking about. That guy who just owns a bunch of like exotic pets and shit.
Yeah. I'd love to be that guy though.
That's very funny that you referenced that. And yeah. Could you just open a fucking pet shop in Denmark? How easy is that?
In Denmark, there's like so many regulations, and believe there are two animals as well, and especially exotic animals. And if they're venomous, it gets kind of like, it gets even more difficult. But I know the people in Denmark who have like snakes and drain their venom and stuff like that. They need to like have kind of a military grade permission to do so.
Interesting.
I believe. Don't quote me on that.
Yeah, the Tiger King does feel like a kind of uniquely American thing. It seems like something that requires very little regulations.
Yeah. Have you ever seen, there's like this one streamer girl, I don't remember her name, but she's friends with Cutie Cinderella, and Ludwig has been over there. And she has this kind of sanctuary out in the middle of nowhere and invites streamers over to like participate and feed the animals.
No, who is it?
I don't remember her name at all, but I just, like, a bunch of my favorite streamers has visited the sanctuary, and that would be like the ultimate dream, just to like take care of 20 or 25 animals.
What animal would be the crown jewel of your exotic animal zoo?
Mr. Lyle, you know this. It would be a gecko.
Listen, man. Let me tell you something. All right, I'm gonna make a pact with you. All right, in 30 years, if both of us still don't know what to do with our lives, I'll dress up. I don't know where my gecko suits will be at that age, but I'll dress up as a lizard and move to Denmark, and I'll just be in a cage, and you can drive me around, and we'll do like a little exotic animal freak show around Denmark.
Hell yeah, that would be so cool. I would feed you well too. I'm a good caretaker.
Yeah, what do we got? What's the spread?
Ben & Jerry's pint.
Jesus.
It's kind of tempting now.
It's very tempting. I actually last night dude, I feel you on the dopamine thing. Last night I go puffed. God man, last night I fucking go puffed a pint of Ben & Jerry's, some Hot Pockets, and some Party Mix. And I only ate half the pint of Ben & Jerry's, but the other half is in the freezer right now, and I'm thinking about eating it. It's too much, man. It's too much. I've also been having like a crazy dopamine deficiency. I'm eating like a pint of Ben & Jerry's a day. It's crazy, man.
So it's even when you like feel full, like when you don't need to eat more food because your body is full and you feel that, but you still keep eating because it tastes so good.
Well, yeah, of course. By the way, Ben & Jerry's ice cream is not for satiation purposes.
No,
it's not for full. You don't get full on ice cream, you know.
I've actually worked in an ice cream store one time.
Yeah, did you get to eat a lot of ice cream?
I did, but I very, very quickly got tired of ice cream and I didn't want to eat it.
That's sad, man. But how do you know that's not going to happen with these exotic animals? You know, like you just spending so much time around bearded dragons that it doesn't even excite you anymore.
It's actually kind of crazy you mention it, because I got pretty tired of the bearded dragon when I had it. But I think like it would be kind of I was a kid then, and I would really like the responsibility of taking care of not just one, but like multiple animals, and like kind of have a feeling that I'm helping, doing good, because I always see these animals like kind of going extinct and getting hunted everywhere. So yeah, I feel like I would be different, and also with like me being more mature.
Simon, this was a good conversation, man. I enjoyed talking to you.
Yeah, you too.
Look, man, I hope we figure out our whatever the fuck's going on in the brain that makes us eat shit and go crazy.
Well, I can probably tell you already that we probably won't, because the brain is so weird.
No, don't say that. Fuck you, Simon. Fuck you, Simon. I believe that both of us will figure it out. Okay, we're both gonna figure it out. You can't say that. You can't say that we won't, Simon. You can't.
Oh, all right. I believe as well.
Do you really?
I hope.
That's the first step to believing is to just say it, even if you don't.
Yeah, well, I do believe. I do believe that we will figure it out someday.
How old are you, man? I'm curious.
I'm 25.
All right, cool. We're about the same age.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah. Do you ever go to Copenhagen, or are you like everyone there is too douchey?
No, I do, and the girlfriend I broke up with actually lives there, so I was there quite a lot. And because I work for the railway company, I have free travel across all them, so I could just go there whenever I want.
How's your love life been since the GIF?
It's been kind of crazy. Like, the first girl I dated after her was like a Satanist, but she was kind of sweet, but a Satanist nonetheless, and kind of intense.
How so?
Just like in everything, like in emotions. I remember, like, when I met her, the night that I met her, like, this other girl came in, which I have seen, like, in the past of my life. And she came to say hi and just, like, put a hand on my shoulder and said, "Hey, Simon." And I was like, "Hey." And then the girl, the Satanist girl, she was just gone instantly because she felt the vibe. But I managed to treat her.
Are you gonna try to, like, go on more dates and stuff?
Yeah, I'm kind of trying to practice ethical dating. So no ghosting, no being a dick, being clear about boundaries and what you are looking for in, like, dating.
Interesting. Wait, tell me more about this ethical dating. Like, you're like no ghosting, no, like, letting things trail off, like firmly ending and being like tell me more about this philosophy.
I don't know if I have the time. Then I have to put you down for a minute because I have to get some gear on, and then I can pick you up again. Can you hang on?
Oh wait, you have to go. You have to get out of here.
No, not get out of here, but I have to go to where the train is. So I just have to get, like, a gear on. It's gonna take 5 seconds, and then I can tell you on the way there.
Okay. All right. We'll wait.
1 sec. All right, I'm back.
All right. Yeah. Tell me more about your ethical dating philosophy.
Yeah. So in a world where, like in the modern world where there's so much ghosting, there's so much non-responsive, I just kind of got tired of it and decided that change starts with yourself. And I've actually gotten a lot of positive feedback on it. And like this one girl, when I was dating the Satanist, then there was this other girl I met with on Tinder, and I just told her that I was seeing someone else, and that I wanted to know where that went. And she was like, "Cool, text me if it ever goes bad or you're ever not seeing her again." And that worked out fine. And I texted her afterwards, and we kind of met up after that.
How was that meeting?
It was good. Like, we didn't really click in a lot of ways. We had a good conversation, and that was it. But not really leading to anything further.
Yeah, I think it can be hard emotionally to always be like, I don't know. It can be hard for some people to, like, communicate everything all the time, because it's like, well, is this too much after having just, met once? And, a lot of people, I think, kind of struggle with that.
Yeah. I feel like in Denmark, people just avoid the confrontation of it. But it's not that bad. Like, now I've tried it a couple of times, just being honest and being like, "Hey, I don't think we should see each other anymore." And people actually do take it. Or, I mean, women do. I don't know about men. I've heard a lot of scary stories about men who can't tolerate being rejected. But I've had a lot of good experiences with women, like, open and upfront about it.
Do you feel like it is a European thing to be like direct. I know. Like in the Netherlands, there's a whole thing of like Dutch directness. Like people are very good at communicating.
Yeah.
Do you think it's a European thing?
It might be, but I don't think we're good at it in Denmark. Like, I hear stories from like my platonic girlfriends, like my friends who are women, and there's a lot of bad eggs out there.
So are you? What's your like dating goal? Are you trying to get married and all that?
Well, I don't know about marriage. I'm not like, that's not kind of my main focus, but my main focus is definitely a family and kids.
Nice.
Like, I really want to be a dad, like, a lot.
Nice. Are you trying to be a dad like soon? You trying to be like a young dad?
No. I'm trying to be a dad like with the right woman, so that like my goal as a dad is to be the best dad possible. So that will only make sense if I have the best wife possible, like the best mother as well.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, man, it's the most fucking important decision you can make in your life.
Yeah, it is.
That's cool,
so
man.
That's like my end goal. But nothing like, yeah.
We're gonna figure out the brains. We're gonna figure out the brain. Simon, I'm gonna fucking manifest. I don't know if I believe in manifestation, but I'm gonna manifest for us. Okay, all right. We're both gonna figure out the brain. We're both gonna have beautiful wives and children. And you're gonna have an animal sanctuary, and I'm gonna have that
feels like a lot on my plate though, to both have a family and an animal shelter.
Yeah, maybe that is a lot. Not all at once. Not all at once. Maybe when you're 70 or some shit. Maybe when you're 70.
I'm just gonna smoke weed when I'm 70 and for the rest of my life.
You can, fuck man, you can do that now.
I am doing that now, but like I'm definitely gonna increase in amount of weed smoking when I get older, I think.
I mean, at that point, just do, heroin or something. Well, by the time you're 70, there's going to be some. I mean, there's new drugs all the time. Like ketamine has become popular, and what is it? 2C, 2 Sweet, the pink one. So by the time you're 70, there's going to be some, there's going to be super weed or some new thing to snort or inject or put up your ass, and you'll probably be doing that.
Yeah. You might be able to smoke your ADHD medicine later in life.
Smoking Adderall sounds nutso.
That could be crazy, though.
Simon, all right, I'm gonna end this phone call so that I can go eat Ben and Jerry's.
That sounds really nice.
Brother, it was nice talking to you. I really hope that you do figure things out. And I'm gonna come to Denmark at some point. I don't know what to do.
Please do. I promise I'm gonna be at your show.
Great.
Or if you're not gonna do a show, then hit me up. We'll go to Christiania.
Ooh, actually sounds nice. Yeah, I did a show in Copenhagen a couple of years ago. Maybe I'll do another one. Who knows? Who knows?
Who knows? So
Who knows? Simon, is there anything else you want to say to the people at the computer before we go?
I guess just kind of stay fresh, stay positive.
Beautiful.
Believe.
Take care, Simon.
Take care, man.
Maybe I'll start an animal sanctuary. No, all those animals would be fucked if I had an animal sanctuary. If you're an animal out there, you better pray you don't end up in my sanctuary because I can't even take care of a plant. Maybe I'll have a Diet Coke sanctuary. Yeah, that sounds like more of a thing I can take care of. Hello?
Yes.
Hi, what is your name?
My name is Calvin.
Calvin, like Calvin Klein.
Yes.
Do you get that a lot? Do people say that to you a lot?
Oh, yes, definitely.
Do you feel like Calvin Klein?
Not really. I wish I was rich like Calvin Klein.
Is he rich or dead? Or I guess you could. I guess you can't be. Can you be rich and dead? I guess when you're dead, you no longer own things. So He's either rich or dead. Is he rich or dead? Whatever. Who cares? Who cares about him? Who cares about him? Let's talk about you. Let's talk about you, Calvin. I'm so in the mood to talk to you right now. I really am. I'm really gonna treat this conversation like you and me are the only two people on the planet Earth for the rest of eternity. So I'm here. I'm ready. Whatever you got to throw out, I will catch it. You could, if you want to say something crazy and insane and horrible, now's the time to do it, because I'm ready for whatever you got to go on right now.
Well, to be quite honest, man, I've been going through a lot. Like, I'm trying to go through a breakup at the same time my ex-girlfriend wants to get back with me, but she's playing mind games, yet she wants to get back with me, but she's talking to other guys, and I'm not sure what to do about that.
Okay, so you're going through when you say you're going through a breakup, and the ex that wants to get back to you, there's one woman in this story. There's not multiple?
Yeah, there's only one woman.
Okay, and how old are you? I just want to know.
I am 24.
24, and tell me about this woman. Tell me about the relationship you had with her.
Well, to be honest, when I was with her, she kept always yelling at me and kept trying to gaslight me. When she kept trying to say I never listened to her, I never did anything she wanted me to do, yet I did everything for her. I bent over backwards and I loved her. She meant everything to me, and I just did everything she wanted me to do. Like, I thought what she did was love, and I'm not sure.
You thought what she did was love. What do you mean by what she did?
I mean, I'm used to being gaslighted, and I thought when I got with her, things would be different, but apparently she told me lies, and I just fed into it, and I just wanted to believe her, like, I just wanted to be with her, and I don't know, like, dude, like, I've been with her for off and on for 2 years, and I loved her, dude.
Why do you love her?
Because, truth be told, like, her and I connected more. Her and I had a lot of common, but at the same time, I had a lot of trauma from my exes in the past. And after her and I broke up, and I saw, my eyes open up, and I thought, she told me she loved me. She did all these things for me. She bought me gifts, and she was trying to praise me, and I thought that was love, but apparently that's not love at all. That's what my friends were trying to tell me.
Oh, what are your friends telling you?
My friends are trying to tell me she's being a narcissist by telling me lies and trying to gaslight me to try to get back with her. And what she did was not love, because she was trying to yell at me, trying to tell me that I didn't listen to her. I didn't do anything around the house, but yeah, I did everything for her. I cleaned for her. I cooked for her. I bought her things. I paid her rent and everything. But yet, apparently, things are not going her way.
How long has it been since you talked to this lady?
To be honest, this morning.
This morning. Are you going on dates? Are you seeing anyone else?
Not right now. Not at all.
What else is going on in your life?
Well, to be honest, I've been trying to go out more with my friends, try to get my mind off of things, try to get me into an environment where I feel like I'm accepted, and where my friends want me to, feel like I'm okay.
That sounds great. You sound like you have good friends. Have you been hanging out with them a lot?
Oh, yes, of course. Like, the other day, my friends took me to get a couple of drinks at the bar, and my ex kept trying to blow my phone up. She's like, where are you at? What are you doing? I'm like, I'm just hanging out with my friends. She's like, oh, my friends. Are they good friends? And she's like, are you trying to talk to any woman? I'm like, no, I'm just hanging out with my friends, having a few beers.
Look, I'm gonna, I'll say this, man. Wait, Calvin, I'm really no expert on these things, but I have these kind of amorphous thoughts and feelings about love and relationships and how to handle it. And, I mean, at the end of the day, right? Like, you want to be in a relationship with someone that you feel safe and comfortable and secure around. And I don't know you, but you said this lady is like yelling at you, and you know you guys broke up, but she's being jealous, and it's like, do you feel secure and safe around this lady?
Well, I moved away from her, and I feel a lot safer being away from her. Like, now I'm 7 hours away from her, and ever since I moved away, I feel a lot more safer, but yet she's trying to get me to come back to her, you know?
What do you want to do with your life, man? Because where you're at now, you got all these friends.
I'm in North Dakota with all my friends, and truth be told, I want to become a streamer. Like, when I was with her, I had to put that on pause because she got mad at me for trying to make content. And now with my free time, I'm trying to put more content out for people, you know.
Wait a minute, she got mad. Why was she mad at you for trying to make content?
She said that she thought content was more important than her, which I told her she was more important content, but yet her mind, she thought that trying to make content.
Come on, man, come on, Calvin. Oh God, oh man, Calvin. Listen, brother, my friend, Calvin. You got just from my perspective, you got a nice setup going on.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You got a nice setup going on. You got a thing you want to do. You got good ass friends who, you know, it's God, what a gift it is to have like other people in your life who give a fuck about you enough to offer you genuine perspective on your situation and try to knock yourself out of yourself when you're going insane. You know, that's lucky. You're blessed to have that. You want to stay around those people. Those are good people that you got around you. You know, and then if you go back to this lady who doesn't want you to pursue your hobbies and ambitions, and who's driving you crazy, you're gonna go crazy, man. You're too young for that.
Yeah, and
I'm not telling you anything, Calvin. You know? I'm sorry, I talked over you, but Calvin, I'm not telling you anything.
You're fine.
I'm not telling you anything you don't fucking know. We're just going around in circles because I'm not the first person to tell you this. I can tell that by your friends.
Oh yeah.
The problem is that it's hard, right? Because you form a fucking that's the thing. That's what I think, and I want you to know I empathize with you on this because somebody can be like you can like logically somebody can be very toxic. And you can know that, and you can know they're not right for you, and you can know in your heart and in your gut that 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 they're not right for you. But what sucks is that not what sucks. It just is what it is. It's fucking life. It's like you form a strong connection with them, and that connection, it's a one-of-one thing, and after a lot of time and a lot of affection and a lot of energy and a lot of love, you build a connection with someone on like a emotional, spiritual, physical level, and your logic and this connection, they don't compute with each other. Your friends are only operating off of logic. That's why they're able to be like, hey, this lady is not good for you. Because they're not blinded by the connection. And the connection is a real thing, and it's painful to let go of that connection. And I empathize with you on that. But logic usually wins, you know? So
yeah.
And if it makes you feel any better over time, as you do move yourself in the direction of where you actually want to be and shit, you'll naturally develop more connections. But I understand the pain. But listen to your friends, man. God damn, your friends sound cool.
I will. I appreciate you, Lyle.
All right, Calvin. Calvin, is there anything else I can do for you? At all? Do you want $5?
I mean, I wish.
I'll Venmo you $5 right now.
Shit.
What's your Venmo? I'm gonna Venmo you $5. Calvin, what's your Venmo? I'm Venmoing you $5. I have no idea why I'm doing this right now. I just said I said I would, and now I have to do it. What's your Venmo, Calvin?
Hold on, brother. I need to go on my account real quick.
Okay. Why am I sending you $5? I don't know why. It feels like the right thing to do. To send you $5. I've never... No callers on this show have ever... You're the first caller on this show to ever get paid. I'm sending you $5.
You really are a good person, Lyle.
No. This is... I want you to know... First of all, Calvin, I love you. I hope you succeed in life.
I love you too, man.
I don't know, and this is not. I'm not gonna take credit as this be. This is more me being manic than me being a good person. But it makes me feel good to give you $5. What's your Venmo? I'm sending you $5 right now.
My Venmo is emo EMOBOI00 as emo boy 00.
Emo boy 00. Okay, Calvin. All right. All right, Calvin. I sent you $5.
I appreciate it, brother.
All right, what are you gonna do with it?
Well, for me, I'm just gonna try to get a meal since with the person I've been living with for the past couple of days. I've been starving, and I'm trying to figure out what to do. And my friend, he doesn't do anything about it. Yet he works, and he doesn't give me anything at all. And I've been trying to clean his apartment, trying to bend over backwards for him, everything. And,
Wait a minute. Do you have a job?
I've been trying to get a job, but every job I applied to has never got back to me at all. And I put a good resume. Like, I have a good resume, and nobody wants to hire me. And I worked at Home Depot, I worked at Walmart, everywhere, and I have good customer service. Yet I don't let my autism get in the way of anything.
Okay. Well, listen. Don't listen to your friends. Don't let this lady drive you crazy. And I wish I had something more cool and awesome. I wish I had something cooler to say to you than just keep trying. But just keep trying, man.
I appreciate you and everybody. Yeah, I'm trying to keep myself on my feet. Just my mental health has been draining me, and I'm not trying to let that get in the way.
Calvin, is there anything else you want to say to the people at the computer before we go?
All I can say is find the woman who means the most to you, and find the woman who treats you how you want to be treated. Don't let her treat you any other way. You want to be loved, and if a woman gaslights you or treats you like any sort of way, that is not love. You need to find the one person who means the world to you, and you truly know she would be the one for you. She deserves to know that you deserve everything in the world, like love, honesty, loyalty, communication. You deserve everything from that. As from my perspective, as I've been through many relationships, and for right now, I'm sticking to myself, and I just want everybody to find true love, and I want everybody to deserve what they want, in life. I want everybody to be happy.
You're a sweet boy, Calvin. You're a sweet boy. Thank you for calling my show, Calvin. Okay, good luck.
Of course. Thank you, and I hope everyone has a good night, okay?
Good luck, Calvin.
Thank you. Have a good night, Gecko.
Calvin's a sweet boy. Calvin's a sweet guy. I have zero regrets sending him $5. Nobody else called me and asked me for $5. That was the only time I'm ever going to do that. That's what happens when I get. That's what happens when I get really hopped up on caffeine and Vyvanse. Is I tell people I love them and I send them $5. And I'm, by the way, hold on, just so you know, in my soul, I actually do love Calvin in this moment. I feel like a lot of because but in my gut is just there's love And I think Diet Mountain Dew, it brings it to the surface. It makes me want to give. It just makes me want to give that guy $5. I might wake up in the morning and be like, I'm not gonna regret giving him $5, but I'm like, I don't know. I'm crazy. I don't know why I'm acting like a crazy person. I feel for Calvin. I really do. I feel for Calvin. Again, that's the thing, right? Is you can have a you can again logically know that there are problems. So much of life is just the fucking battle that you as a human being have with what you logically know to be good and bad. Right? There's there's a part of your brain that logically knows how you should be treated and what is good and what is bad and blah, blah, blah. And then you have the emotional part of your brain that it doesn't want to lose things or people, is horny. That fucks you up. So I feel for Calvin in his battle within his own brain. Hello?
Hello?
Hi, what is your name?
Rachel.
Rachel. What's up, Rachel? How's life?
It's going well. I just graduated college, so that's great.
Exciting. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Rachel, is there anything in particular that you wanted to talk about today?
I wanted to tell you the story of my uncle's disappearance.
Your uncle's disappearance, sure.
Okay, so we have to start from the very beginning, before I was born. My uncle was disowned by my grandfather and moved to a Native American reservation. That's the beginning. We are not Native American, so I don't know what the rules are with that, but I don't know. And then my grandfather passed away, so then he moved back home when he was hit by a bus and he became disabled. The bus was a government vehicle, so he got a lot of money in a lawsuit, so he became a millionaire. Do you have any questions so far?
No.
Okay. So let's fast forward. I'm in 8th grade. Not right now, but back in the day I was in 8th grade. And he wanted to move with all this money that he had. And he was struggling a little bit. And so my mom was like, okay, yeah, you can stay with us. We can help you find a place to live, yada, yada, yada. So my mom has 6 siblings, and she's very known to help them out when they're in need. So he lived with us for a month, came to my 8th grade soccer games. Everything was fine. And he was my favorite uncle. And I just thought he was so funny. He was always super outgoing. Turns out he was deep in alcoholism, which I know that now. But at the time I was just this guy's awesome. And then he moved to a beach in, I want to say Delaware. Eventually he lived with us for 2 months. And then after that, we didn't really hear from him. I saw pictures of the house. He was living his life. He was peaceful. And then a few months later, my mom's I haven't heard from your uncle. And we're all okay, well, he's probably just living his best life on a beach somewhere, drinking a 30 rack of Busch Light, just having a great time. And then another month passes. My mom's okay, something's going on. And turns out my uncle had met this woman who claimed to have been in love with him. And she said that she was a gem dealer and sold diamonds and different precious gems. And allegedly that wasn't true at all. And she just took all of his money from that big lawsuit back in the day. And then after that, we didn't hear from him at all for like months. So my mom was like in contact with like a private investigator and like all these police departments, and like no one knew where he was, but he had like a car. So eventually my mom gets a call. I want to say this is like another like 3 months later. So at this point, I'm like a sophomore in high school. My mom gets a call and they're like, we found him. We found him. So this is great news to me because this is my favorite uncle. And I'm like, we need the laughs back. And my mom's like, well, he's in Florida. And so I'm not from Florida. I did go to college there, but like he got from Delaware to Florida, and turns out he is now homeless. So he has this car, and he has these 2 homeless accomplices who he lives with out of the car. And there's some sort of, I don't know, ruckus going down in Florida, but like there's always a ruckus going down in Florida. And so like we're like, okay, we found him. But then a few months later, my mom gets a Facebook message from a random woman in like the most western part of Virginia possible. And like this is not a place that you want to be at. It's like Confederate flags everywhere, like very scary shacks in like on top of hills type shit. And this Facebook message is like, are you my uncle's sister? And she's like, yes. And it's like, he's dead. So this was horrible. This was a big, horrible things happening to me when I was a sophomore, because I was like, I'm never going to get to hang out with my alcoholic uncle who harasses waitresses at restaurants while I'm 6 years old. Like, yeah, yes, chat, rest in power. So I'm 15 years old at this point, and my mother is like, you know what would be a great family bonding experience? If you used your learner's permit to drive with me 5 hours to buttfuck Egypt and retrieve our uncle's body. So I'm like,
wait, you're living in Egypt?
No. So, like, it's just like me saying buttfuck nowhere, but saying buttfuck Egypt.
Okay. Wait, so this it's in America. It's not in Egypt.
Wait, yeah, no, we're in Virginia. Sorry.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that was very confusing to say that you're driving to Egypt.
Someone just said, "Hey, daughter, you know what would be super traumatizing?"
Oh, do me? Can you not look at the chat?
Okay, I won't look. So
okay, go ahead. So you're driving to not Egypt.
So I'm driving to like the western part of Virginia, not West Virginia, but like the westernmost part of Virginia. So it's like very much farmland. So I'm 15, I have my learner's permit. Like I need a trusted adult in the car. And me and my mom and my sister drive out to like this random like woman's house, the woman who Facebook messaged my mom. And we get there like 5 hours later, and it's like just the most random lady we've ever met. And she's like, yeah, he's dead. Like, you got to go to the morgue. So there was like 3 buildings in this town. One of them was like a place to replace tires on your car. Another one was, I don't even remember. And then the third one was a morgue, like a funeral home. So we are there and we go down in the basement. I'm 15 years old at this point. Like, let me just say that. We go down in the basement of this funeral home, which is like where they keep bodies, which is like so crazy because I would have never known that otherwise. So I'd like to thank my mother for this learning experience. And it's my uncle. Okay, so obviously I'm like laughing right now, but you have to understand, like, I knew he was dead for a while, and like it's not funny, but he did look like he was sleeping. But like upon his body, there was like the white sheet, like just like how you would think in a movie. But like, but the sheet draped like ever so slightly over his right leg, and then we're like, "What is that?" And the guy in the morgue is like, "Oh yeah, his leg is missing. Like his leg was amputated." So I'm here, I'm 15, I'm like, did someone cut off his leg and like he died? At this point, I'm like, I need to go home. But apparently, because he was an alcoholic, he got a blood clot in his leg and they had to amputate it because he was homeless and he never got it checked out. So, anyways, that literally is not an important part of the story. Anyway, speeding up the story, we correctly ID my uncle's body, may he rest in power. And then we're like, we need to go retrieve his belongings out of his car because like he had like mail in his car and like his important documents were in his car. And my uncle had a son, my cousin, and you might be wondering, where is my uncle's son? He was too busy to come because he was playing Larry the Lobster in a free edition of SpongeBob the Musical in like New Jersey. So we decided to handle it. So we get to where his car was, and there's like a shack, and the two other homeless people were there, but like they didn't know what was going on because they were, you know, victims of substance abuse. And we like get his stuff out of his car, and they're like, who are you? Like, a man just died here. We're like, yeah, we're his family. And they're like, what? And we're like, yeah. So we get his stuff out of his car, and then I found 5 kittens under the deck of a shack that he was living in, and I rescued them actually, and I adopted them out to people. So that was something good that came out of it. Okay. But eventually we did come to find out that they were in possession of some of his belongings, and they were using his credit cards after his death for many months. But we figured that out. And that's the story. So there's a lot to unpack. Like, how did he live on a Native American reservation? Why was he in Florida? The leg thing happened, and then
what, did you ever find? Like, did you ever find his leg? Did you ever find his leg?
Right? Where was it? Where was his leg?
Okay, so you never found the leg.
No, it was like amputated in like a medical procedure.
Do you still talk to your aunt?
My aunt?
Or like your uncle? Your uncle had like a lady friend.
Well, he didn't though. It was a woman who scammed him out of like $1 million and said that she like sold gems. No one does that. Yeah, I know. So we never figured out what happened with that.
Has there been any updates on this?
No. Every time I bring it up, like, my mom's just like, yeah, whatever.
Okay.
And realistically, this wasn't that long ago. Like,
wait, how old are you now?
I'm 21.
Okay. So I guess you'll just never have the answers to this. Right?
It's like very mysterious. And I wish that I could have been there after we left the shack to hear the homeless people converse.
Well,
did they have something to do with it? Like,
you know, rest in peace to your uncle.
Yeah, he was great. He died doing what he loved.
What did he love?
Drinking.
Is there anything else you want to say to the people at the computer before we go?
I love you guys. Look out for your uncles.
Bye-bye.